Hello and welcome to Gifford Gym, where today, first round of the Passaic County Boys Volleyball 2002 tournament takes place. Wayne Hills versus Clifton. Now, Dan, Wayne Hills coming off their first loss of the season yesterday. What do you have to say about the team?
Well, the team did come off their first loss. They're still very strong, hoping to bounce back and go far in this county tournament. But Clifton is also a very good team. A lot of strikers on the team, good setters. But same as with Wayne Hills, led by Ziggy Gordon, one of the top scorers, and one of the more dominating players, Jay Sawicki, who's only a junior this year.
Now, Wayne Hills was very disappointed that they were not seeded number one in the tournament, because when the seeds came out, they were 15-0 and Lakeland was 14-1. Yesterday they had a chance to prove their point, but they lost to Lakeland on a huge match yesterday. But Lakeland, they could bounce back and beat them on Saturday if they win today and Lakeland wins later on against Passaic Valley. So both teams, Wayne Hills and Lakeland, are 15-1. But Clifton's a very good team. I believe they're 13-3 on the year.
Well, with that buzzer, that game means will be underway any moment now, as the final spectators start making their way in. Wayne Hills and Clifton exchanging blasts back and forth, working on their sets. The coach for the Wayne Hills Patriots is Coach Bill Eustace, a student favorite here at Wayne Hills High School, assisted by Bill Connolly, the former basketball coach. The coaches for Clifton, head coach Michael Doctor, and the assistant coach are Patrick Lyons, Chris Barron, and Edward Saggio.
Doctor in the house. Wayne Hills captains are Ziggy Gordon and Adam Tett, and the rest of the team is Ramiz, Chris Google, Jay Sawicki, Eric Reeser, Mike Golub, Nick Warzel, and Josh Weinberg. And for Clifton, it's Dennis Havriliak. Dan, you read the rest of the names for Clifton.
Thanks, Mike. Matt Seitz, Rich Koken, Ryan Scarpa, Andy Egan, Mike Genchi, Rob Tanny, Chris Sadayo, Joe Sadayo, Dave Barron, Mike Weckesser, Tom Garrison, and Tom Yeager.
Now, Dave Barron was not a misprint for the Clifton team. I'm assuming his father or brother is the assistant coach, Chris Barron. Dave Barron, there's a Dave Barron that goes to Wayne Hills High School, as some of you might know, junior at Wayne Hills. So I wonder if they're related. Do you know, Dan? You have any idea?
Honestly, I have no idea. I think it's just one of those coincidences.
There's also a basketball player in the NBA named Baron Davis. So if you switch that S to the D, you get Baron David. And Dan's just informed me that the best player on Clifton is number 10, Rob Tanny.
Number 13.
Number 13, Rob Tanny. So Wayne Hills and Clifton exchanging serves to each other. I guess this is a volleyball ritual. I've never been to a high school volleyball match myself. How about you, Dan?
I have come to spectate just a few moments of these volleyball games, but it should be a high intensity. Both teams want to go far in this tournament. So Wayne Hills, led by Ziggy Gordon and Jay Sawicki, hoping to defeat this Clifton team.
Ziggy last year was first team All-State, and I'm sure this year he'll be first team All-State. And if they have an All-America for volleyball, he'd probably be up for that. He's getting a scholarship to UConn to play football, but I'm sure he'll be one of the best volleyball players at UConn.
So with 10 seconds remaining on the clock, this game will be underway any moment now. Clock winding down as the final sets are delivered over the net. There's the buzzer. Coach Eustace calling in his team, trying to give him a little pep talk before today's game as the team switches into their game uniforms. Wayne Hills will be in the red and white with the flower shorts. Clifton is in the dark maroon and white with the gray shorts.
Unusual shorts here by Wayne Hills, sporting the flower shorts. I don't know if this is a volleyball tradition for Wayne Hills, because on the Clifton side they seem to have normal gray shorts on. it seems as though, even though it's a home game, Clifton seems to have more fans in the crowd than Wayne Hills. Clifton's a much bigger school than Wayne Hills.
I agree with you that Clifton is a much larger school than Wayne Hills. They have close to 3,000 to 4,000 kids in their school, and Wayne Hills barely has over 1. So, I mean, that's just like a greater variety of players that can come out for every sort of team.
I don't even think Wayne Hills has over 1,000 students. Let's ask Dave Gashworth. Do you know how many students Wayne Hills has in their school? How many students does Wayne Hills have? 1,100. So Dan was right, just over 1,000. Dave Gashworth, our cameraman for today's game, is also the school's president.
Today we have 4 officials, 2 line judges and 1 net judge, or maybe even 2 net judges. The Clifton Mustangs against the Wayne Hills Patriots as the teams break into the positions at the first whistle. Traditional under the net tag to shake hands, showing good sportsmanship, and this game is underway.
So Clifton trying to pump up the team to start today's match. This is a best of 3 match today. First to 15 wins each game.
On the court for the Wayne Hills Patriots, we have captains Adam Tett and Ziggy Gorin. Also, Chris Google, Jay Swicky, Eric Reeser, and number 12, Josh Weinberg. We want to go through the roster for the Mustangs, Mike.
Serving right now for the Mustangs is one of the twins. Not sure which number he is. Can't see. Number 1. Number 1, Chris Sidiao. Number 3, Matt Seitz. Number 10, Mike Genchi. Number 13, Rob Tanny, a player we were talking about before. Number 12, Dennis Havriliak. And as the Mustangs just score a point right there, I think we're missing number 4, Ryan Scarpa. I believe that's all for the Clifton Mustangs.
And it's now Clifton serve. Ball's up and hit over. Ziggy digs it out. Tett serves. Ziggy with a hard spike, and it is out of bounds. Point for the Clifton Mustangs. This crowd is really getting into it today.
So that was just long. Ziggy saying it was my bad in the play. So Tett once again setting it to Sawicki this time. Deflected at the net. And I had to set that one over, not in position to spike it. And Chris Kugel coming our way. Don't get to see that too much.
So Clifton is out to a 2-0 lead, showing a 3 front, 2 middle, and 1 back. Serve goes over. Ziggy bumps it up. Tett with the set. Jay Swicky coming down with the hard spike, and it is a point for Wayne Hills. Wayne Hills serve now. Now, you know the rules for volleyball is if the team not serving gets a point, then it is their serve. Teams can only score when it is their ball. Jay Swicky back to set. Over. Bump by Clifton. Oh, a little tap, and Adam Tett is not in position, and the ball drops in. And then now transfers over to Clifton's ball.
So Rob Tanny right there, aforementioned player on Clifton. Nice little, I guess it was a fake spike and hit it over Chris Google's head, going for a block. So Tett sets it up for Ziggy, and it's, nice dig right there by Clifton. Dewey sets it to Tett. Swicky tries to spike it over. Nice block there by the Mustangs. Tanny goes for the corner, and it's out, so Wayne Hills will take over.
Now, also another rule of volleyball is the team's only allowed 3 hits on each side. Once past 3, the ball is automatically called dead. Chris Google serves it over. Nice bump. The set, and it is blocked, and Ziggy Gorin can't get a hand on it, and it goes out of bounds. Point for the Mustangs. And the score moves up to 3-0.
Now, Dan, what's your prediction? They going to do that every point?
I believe that the Mustangs will do that every point to cheer the team on, but I think my final prediction, the score will be 15-12 Wayne Hills. Eric Rieser with the bump. Tet with the set. Nick Worrell's going up a little half spike. And number 3, Matt Weiss just can't get his hands under the set.
I think he was undecided right there whether to set it or bump it, and he decided to hit it into the floor. So they go for Tanny on the spike, and a nice spike right there by Tanny goes through Nick Warzel and Adam Tet. So earlier, number 11, Rich Kochin checked in for the Mustangs. Now serving is number 7, Dave Barron. Swicky was out of position on the play. Nice job just to save it. Ziggy sets it over. And nice spike right there by number 12, Dennis Havrliak, into the back left corner.
This Wayne Hills team really has to get on their game. The Mustangs are leading 3-0. Set coming over from Dave Barron. Warzel sets it over. Almost a block by Adam Tet. Eric Rieser saves it. Jay Swicky just bumping it over. Very fast-paced round right here. The spike, and it is tooled off Warzel's hand, and a point for the Clifton Mustangs.
Coach Eustace looks a little nervous right now. He's going to have to call a timeout. And the Mustangs are fired up. So Coach Eustace calling a timeout right now, try to calm down the Mustangs right now. Wayne Hill's losing 4-0 to get a minute for each timeout. See on the sidelines for Wayne Hills is Coach Bill Conley, the assistant coach for Wayne Hills. He used to be the basketball coach for Wayne Hills.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't heard in the recent news, Joe Ascalise was contended for his tenure here at Wayne Hills High School. But from a rally of both students and parents at the board meeting last night, the May 7th, the vote did turn out that they will keep Joe Ascalise here at Wayne Hills. And the parents and students were enraged. I mean, they were so happy to keep him around because he's done so much for every sports program here at this high school.
Now, Dan, I think your mother was a big part of getting Joe Ascalise back. Would you like to say anything to thank your mother?
Well, as you know, like my mom was in the newspapers. She was one of Ascalise's biggest supporters, followed by the Manning family. But, I mean, like everyone came in, did their part. May 16th, the board meeting will be going on where people can go and state their mind and show what Ascalise has done for this program. I mean, he's only been here for 3 years, but he's done so much for every athletics, football, baseball, I mean, everything you name it, he's done it. Just a great athletic director. I'm glad he's still here.
So after the timeout, number 3, Mike Golub checks in for Chris Google. And I'm not sure what the call is. I think a legal hit by number 82, Eric Rieser. So 5-0 right now. Clifton Mustangs ahead. Dave Barron's got some nasty serves. The ball just drops, and Swicky once again has to dive for it. Rieser sets it over. And Swicky with the illegal hit.
See, what's happening right now is Dave Barron, not a powerful setter like Jay Swicky. He's just softly laying it in, but the Hills team is just out of position. You see the light ball. The players have to go down and reach for it, and he's just keep getting points. And Mustangs increase their lead to 7-0. Hills has got to just get ready for these short spikes. Ziggy now bumps it up. Tet sets. Eric Rieser, just a little tap over the net. Exchange, and Tanny, oh, and it is Wayne Hill's ball. At the quick exchange between the Mustangs and Wayne Hill's Nick Warzel, Wayne Hills gets the call. Checking in for Nick Warzel is number 12, Josh Weinberg. Weinberg in there to serve. Off the bump, set, and spike. And it is blocked and goes over, but Mustangs are there to recover. Golub sets it up off Tet, a little block, and Swicky hits it over and out of bounds into the Mustangs bench. How do we sound?
So I believe the call was the player in Clifton hit the net before when Wayne Hills got it back. So Ziggy bumps it to Tet to Rieser. blocked at the net. They're going to have to set it over right there. Golub, nice set right there. Scillieri misses the spike. Tet sets it up for Rudner. Rudner gets it over, and Wayne Hills will get it back.
Now, it also makes you think, was Jay's jump a miss or a fake? He could have went up to throw off the defenders for the Mustangs. Adam Tet now back to serve for the Wayne Hills Patriots. Serve goes over and is bumped. Here comes the set, and Tanny coming down with the hard set. And Tet cannot get it, and it is... Oh, and it is a point for Wayne Hills. But wait, the official just called something into the line judge. Checking it, and it seems to have gone back to the Mustangs. Yeah, it is now Mustangs ball.
I believe they called a foul or something on Jay Scillieri because the official on the other side called something on number 23 before the point was scored. So number 1 for Clifton, Chris Sidiao serving. Rudner bumps it to Tet. Over to Scillieri, and Scillieri slams it home.
Scillieri with a dominating spike, showing that he's one of the top players in not only the area, but the state with this Wayne Hills Patriots team. Eric Rudner now trying to get these Wayne Hills Patriots started. Set comes up, and then the spike is caught, set. Ziggy spikes down and is blocked, but Ziggy recovers his own block. Scillieri hits it over. Mustangs slowing it down. Coming out the spike into the net, and Wayne Hills scores their first point of the game.
And Ziggy was pumped up right there, and the Wayne Hills crowd's fired up. So Rudner a serve for Wayne Hills. Going for the spike, number 12 on the play for Clifton. And Scillieri tries to knock it over, but it's blocked, and it lands on the other side of the net. And Clifton will get it back. So it looks like after seeing these first 8 points, that right now the best players for Clifton are number 12, Dennis Havliak, and number 13, Rob Tanny. So Ziggy going for the spike. And it's in on the line. So Wayne Hills will get it back. The score 1-7.
Ziggy showing his wide range of being able to place spikes. Jay Scillieri's a more dominant force when it comes to the spikes. Ziggy's more of a place him. Scillieri now to serve for the Wayne Hills Patriots. Ball goes over. Nice bump. Sets him up. Hard spike down, and Eric Rudner cannot get it. Just tangles his feet up. Can't get it. And it goes back to Mustangs ball.
So Rob Tanny getting in the air and sending it down for Clifton. Wayne Hills right now, talking to each other, they just look out of sync right now. So Rudner bumps it to Tet, over to Scillieri, deflected at the net. Nice save right there for number 11 on Clifton. Tet bumps it. Google sets it to Ziggy. And Ziggy stepped out of bounds on the play. Google set it way too far for Ziggy. So Rich Cochin serving for Clifton. Ziggy tries to set it. Nice save by Tet. Wurzel hits it long, and Tanny going for the spike. Scillieri bumps it. Tet saves it. Scillieri hits it back over. Tanny going for the spike, and it's blocked at the net, but it appears it went over. Deflected at the net, went over, landed on Wayne Hill's side, and Clifton takes a 9-1 lead, and Coach Houston is going to have to call another timeout.
Coach Houston calling another timeout, trying to get his team fired up. Like Mike said earlier, the team just seems out of sync. Like they're just not playing how to use it. Adam Tet trying to fire up his team in the huddle. The Mustangs are just on a roll here, 9-1. Ziggy Gorin now coming back after getting a drink. Coach Houston appears to be telling his team to get in position, get their feet set, That seems to be their biggest problem with today's game.
They just seem out of position on some of the serves. So Ziggy telling the troops we're not out of this game. We can come back. Tet going for the spike to Ziggy, and Ziggy gets it over. So Wayne Hills will serve once again. Down 1-9. They got to make a big comeback here. It's Chris Google serve for Wayne Hills.
Google set back to serve now. Ball hit over. Oh, little miscommunication there between the Mustangs, but the ball still set nicely. Safety hit over. Google sets. And Tet just fakes it out, and illegal hit by the Mustangs as Tet just throws a huge head fake and just taps the ball over. Tet known mostly for his setting ability, just throwing off the whole Mustang defense. And so the ball is now cleaned off as Mike Golub heads back to serve. Mike Golub, a junior, also a setter like Adam Tet.
On the play, I believe Haverliak was out of bounds when he tried to bump the ball over the net. So Tanny going for the spike, and Ziggy was not ready for it. Ted talking to the official, trying to ask him if he reached over the net illegally. So Tanny sets it to his teammate, Kachin, and then went for the spike. It was blocked. Ziggy going for the spike now. Deflected. And Ziggy hit it twice, so the Mustangs will get another point on the board, 10-2. And Wayne Hills just looks stunned right now. Look at the faces on the Wayne Hills players. They cannot believe what's going on right now.
Jay Sawicki returning the serve. Tet hits it up. Ziggy blocked on his spike. Warzel hits it. Ziggy just getting it over. Mustangs calling it. Hit, and Tanny, it is blocked, and it is hit out of bounds by Adam Tet and freshman Nick Warzel, increasing their lead to 11-2.
Patriots look worried right now. They might not pull this game out. And the serve went long, so Wayne Hills take it back. Costly error right there for Clifton. Ziggy kind of flicks his wrists when he serves. And Wayne Hills will score another point to make it 11-3.
Number 3 for Clifton. Matt Seitz just wasn't able to return that ball cleanly. Ziggy now going for his second set in a row. Bump goes up. Here comes the follow by a nice set, and Tanny goes up, and it is blocked out of bounds into our area. Adam Tet just couldn't block it. So it's what is called a tool, where the block from the opposing teammate scores a point for the team that served. That spiked, I'm sorry. Dave Barron seems to be setting again for the Mustangs. Hard to Jay. Tet bounces. Eric Reeser just tapping it over the third hit. Golub can't get a hold of it, and Ziggy goes diving into the crowd, trying for the save.
So 12-3 right now. Mustangs need 3 more points to win this game here. Crucial first game, and Eustace going to call another timeout. No, substitution. Not sure what Eustace called right here. Yeah, I believe it was substitution. Google's going to come in for number 3, Mike Golub.
Serve goes over. Reeser sets it up. Tet with a nice bump. Back to Reeser, and it goes over and in for a transfer now. It is Wayne Hills' ball again. Another substitution coming in. As you see, the Mustangs have a much larger team than the Wayne Hills Patriots, with numerous kids on the bench, while Wayne Hills only has 2. And it is blocked, but goes over the net. Jay Sawicki can't get enough on to stop it, and it's now Mustangs' ball again.
So Sawicki's not playing a good game right now. No one in the Patriots really playing a good game, except for maybe Eric Reeser. I believe he has 2 or 3 kills. So Reeser bumps it to Tet. Tet hits it over. And it was out of bounds, so Mustangs need 2 more points now to win this game. 13-3 is the score. So Ziggy bumps it to Tet. Tet going for Reeser. Nice save right there. And Reeser hits it twice in a row. Reeser looks upset right now. So 14-3 game point right now for the Mustangs. Number 10 for Clifton serving right now, Mike Genshi. And he serves it out of bounds, so Wayne Hills will get it back.
Tet now to serve for the Wayne Hills Patriots. The ball is examined by the Wayne Hills line judge. Tet trying to fire up his team, tell them to play the game that they do every day. Serve goes over. Barron sets it. And it is blocked back. But Mustangs recover. Ziggy sets. Tet to Sawicki with a monstrous spike. Jay getting pumped up as he gets the ball, as he gets a score for the Wayne Hills Patriots, who are now down 14-4.
You know what that reminds me of? That spike right there. It looks like a Kenyon Martin slam dunk, getting so high in the air and slamming it with such, intensity, and then yelling out loudly after he gets the slam. So Tet sets it over. Dave Barron bumps it. And a trick set right there. Google hits it to Sawicki, and Sawicki nails it through. So 14-5 right now. Wayne Hills getting 2 points in a row. Coming alive a little bit.
Jay Sawicki just firing his team up with these 2 points he just started, and Tet gets a little bit too much into that ball, and it sails over the outline. It will now be Mustangs ball. Going back is number 1, Chris Cedeo. Chris sets it over, and it is out. A good eye by the Wayne Hills Patriots. And now it is Patriots ball again, hoping to keep this drive alive. Eric Reeser now waiting for the whistle. Sends one over. Good bump. Followed by the set, hoping for the spike. And it is a little fake bite. Eric Reeser does not bite on it, though. Ziggy sending it, and it is blocked. Googles with a nice save. Ziggy can't get a good hit on it, and it goes out of bounds, Mustang side. Nice play by Chris Google. Ziggy Gordon just couldn't get a good hand on it.
So right now serving for Clifton, number 12, Dennis Havliak. Reeser comes in, pumps it. Ziggy going for the spike. It's deflected. It hits the ceiling. I guess it's still in here. Ziggy, once again, could not get it down. Tet going for Sawicki, and Tanny saves it. Sawicki spiking it again. Once again, bumped. Tanny goes up one more time. Weinberg sets it to Sawicki. Saved again by number 4. Havriak going up for the play. Ziggy going for the spike. And he hits it softly into the back. Nice rally right here for both teams. Reeser to Tet. Over to Ziggy. Blocked. Sawicki gets it. Tet hits it to Sawicki. And he reaches over. Nice dive right there by Clifton. Ziggy going up for it again. It's blocked. And it goes out of bounds. One of those tools, as Dan likes to say.
A great exchange between these two teams. Amazing. Just both teams blocking every spike. Diving, as you saw the Clifton Mustangs. Chase Wiki now running jump serve. And hits it a little bit too hard, and it just sails over the outer line. Just missing.
So after that great exchange by both teams, Sawicki hits it long. But the Mustangs could have won if they scored a point right there. So Kochin serving for Clifton. Tet hitting it to Sawicki. Nice save right there by Havriak, but it's going to go out of bounds, and Wayne Hills will take over. So Wayne Hills staying alive.
Whenever Mustangs serve the ball, Hills defense just has to rise up to the occasion. It has to protect that last point. A little conference between the Mustang team. Chris Google sending it over. Trying to score some points for this Wayne Hills Patriots. Oh, and a hard spike, and the Mustangs return the ball. Amazing by Tanny. Just got great air and just slammed it down with authority.
Tanny plays a similar style as Jay Sawicki. Really gets high in the air and sends it down with authority. So Clifton with yet another chance to put Wayne Hills away. Reeser bumps it. Tet over to Ziggy. And Tanny's going to try to spike it, but it was a bad set. Sawicki sets it for Tet. And Ziggy slams it over, so Wayne Hills staying alive once again.
Ziggy's shown he's the other half of this dynamic duo. Him and Jay Sawicki just using his strength and size to slam one into the Mustangs defense. Nice bump. Ball goes over, and it will go out. Another point for the Wayne Hills Patriots, and the score is now 14-6 Mustangs. Ziggy again on the serve. Mustangs playing with a 3-man front, 2-man back. Wayne Hills with a 3-man front, 2-man in the middle, and 1 serving. Ball goes over. Nice bump. Good set. And Tanny is blocked on his spike. Nice recovery by the Mustangs. Borsel hits it over. Golub there to recover. Sets up. Eric Reeser, hard spike, and it goes off the hands of the Mustangs and out of bounds for a Wayne Hills score. And then the lead is now cut in half, 14-7. And a timeout first timeout is called by the Clifton Mustangs.
So Pat Lyons goes for the timeout right there for Clifton. Now, I actually know the coach for Clifton. I did not realize until just now. He worked with me at Spring Lake. He was Mike Schuler, one of our cameramen. He was the counselor in his group. And I believe he lives right around the school in Pancake Hollow. And he used to coach here for Wayne Hills. He's the assistant coach several years back. Went to Wayne Hills as a student. So Wayne Hills, once down 14-3, now cuts the lead to 7. And the Mustangs had several chances to put Wayne Hills away, but they could not do it. So Haverliak going for it. Reeser, nice diving play right there. Oh, and Reeser's upset with himself because he slid onto the other side of the court.
For those of you who don't know, that is one of the main rules. You are not allowed to cross over into the other side of the court. The ball goes now to the Mustangs. Wayne Hills defense has to tighten up to prevent that game point. Barron sets it over. Sawicki with an easy bump. Tet with a nice set. Reeser going up, and it is blocked. And it hit. Oh! Controversial call. It hit the net, but I believe the Mustangs will still get it. And that concludes the first game. 15-7, Clifton Mustangs. The teams will now switch sides. Take a moment's rest as the teams go over, switching sides, almost like a tennis match.
They get 3 minutes in between games. And I think the fans switch sides too. I'm not sure what's going on right now. So Wayne Hills now down 1-0. Cannot lose another game. So Dan, what have you seen so far in this first game? What impresses you, and which does not impress you about Wayne Hills?
Well, about Wayne Hills is the lack of just not being in position. I mean, as you saw on that run by Dave Barron, he was just easily tapping the ball over the net, and Wayne Hills just wasn't there to make a clean bump or set to recover. But also, with the Wayne Hills Patriots is they've been showing good intensity on the offensive side. Jay Sawicki and Ziggy Gorin showing some aggressive spikes, and also showing intensity on defense. Eric Reeser diving for some, Ziggy Gorin almost going into the crowd, diving for one. I mean, that's what you just need. You need your best players to make big plays in big games.
So maybe Wayne Hills could have gained some momentum right there. Coming back, they had, Mustangs had several chances before they could finally put Wayne Hills away. And right now, Ziggy Gorin's dad is talking to the team. Here comes Coach Eustace.
Okay.
So, coming close to 1:20 left to go before the start of the second game. Best of 3 series, first round, Passaic County Tournament. Both teams enter the court. Now 1 minute and counting left to go before the start of the second game. And Rudner starts things off for Wayne Hills. I'll move over. So I'm not sure if they still have to wait until the clock winds down. It's now 20 seconds left to go. Rudner getting ready. Both teams are ready. Just waiting for the clock to wind down. And Rudner sets it over. So Google, nice play to start off the second game. Wayne Hills takes an early 1-0 lead.
Rudner now go with his second set in a row. Hits it over, nice bump, clean set, hard spike, and Rudner is there to save it with a nice dig. Jay just trying to get it over, run the third hit, the bump. Tet setting it, and Jay with his fake, and in down comes Ziggy hard, and the ball drops in off the hands of the Clifton defenders, and Hills scores their second point of the game.
So Wayne Hills with an early 2-0 lead. Haverliak going for it. Coming our way once again. Nice play there by Haverliak, faking out Ziggy Gorn. Ziggy Gorn just had to dive for it. Couldn't quite save it to one of his Wayne Hills teammates on the play. And Haverliak will serve for Clifton. Weinberg, nice bump. Swicky going for the spike, and he nails it through.
He seemed to just place it right where the defenders weren't. Almost like the great Yogi Berra said, hit it where they ain't. Even though that is baseball, it relates to many sports. So now Jay Sawicki, man who just got the ball back. Moving back, hoping for the jump shot. Ball goes up. Clean hit over, hard. And it is hit out of bounds, and Jay gets his first ace of the game. Oh, Ziggy throwing over. Jay wasn't paying attention, seeing they hit him on the side. Jay now winding up again for his jump set. Over it goes. Clifton returns it nicely. Third hit over. Bumped up. Ziggy calling for it. Just taps it over, and the defenders aren't ready for it, and it drops in. A great head fake by Ziggy Gorn.
So that was a similar move to what Rob Tanny just did to Ziggy on the play. Returns the favor. Now Sawicki's serve, if you look at it, it sinks as it comes down. Has topspin on it. It's pretty deadly to hit for Clifton Mustangs. So Clifton will take over, down 4-0. And number 11, Rob Kochman will serve. Or Rich Kochman. Rich Kochin. Ziggy bumps it to Tet, back to Sawicki. And it hits the ceiling by Haverliak, but it's still in. Sawicki sets it to Tet over to Ziggy. Ziggy goes for the spike, and it falls through. So Wayne Hills will take it back with a 4-0 lead.
So Wayne Hills team's getting the ball back, showing its intensity that it was lacking in the beginning of the first game. Google now to serve. Ball over. Nice bump. Clean set. Hit over a little tap. Rudner there to catch it. Tet with the serve. Ziggy again just slam it down hard off the hands of the defenders. And Ziggy again with another dominating spike. And the Mustangs call timeout, and this Wayne Hills team is fired up.
So team captain, that's what he's got to do right there. All-state performer coming out with 3 kills to start off the second game. Gets Wayne Hills off to a 5-0 start.
What? Sure. I've just been told that after the end of the second game, we will be joined by Athletic Director Joe Askelis, a athlete favorite here at Wayne Hills Patriots. The timeout now ends. Hills breaks from their huddle. Still serving is Chris Google. Google now sending it over. Good bump. A head fake and a dominating hit from number 13, Tanny. Wow, just send it across the court to the opposite corner. And it's now Mustangs ball, but Wayne Hills is leading 5-0.
So Tanny showing the Patriots their best player. Tet sets it to Ziggy. And on the line for Wayne Hills. So Wayne Hills will take the ball back. Up 5-0 once again. And Ziggy's going to serve for Wayne Hills. Tanny going up for the spike. Hits it long, and another point for Wayne Hills, 6-0. So Wayne Hills getting off to a good start right now.
Ziggy Gorin now doing his part on the serve. Sends one over. Mustangs set it. A little light tap over the defenders. Ziggy with a nice diving save. Tet gets it over for a safety third hit. Set goes up. Hard soft ball off the net, and Golub isn't there to get it. That net just totally threw off this Wayne Hills defense.
Beautiful save before by Ziggy Gorin. He's made some outstanding plays in the second game, carrying Wayne Hills on his back. So Dave Barron serving again for the Clifton was their best server, I believe, in the first game. The ball just drops and it has some weird spin on it. It's almost like a knuckleball. And Ziggy once again, an awkward style set over to the net.
Serving now, I believe, is number 12, freshman Josh Weinberg. Weinberg, the stationary set, hits it over. Hard spike, and Golub cannot get his hands on it. Not happy with himself, and the ball transfers back to the Mustangs.
Reeser bumps it to Tet. Back to Ziggy. And Ziggy hits it into the corner once again. Ziggy Gorin. Another play for Wayne Hills.
Ziggy with a dominating long-range spike, almost hitting the line judge on the Mustang side. She just barely got it out of the way. Adam Tent now starts to serve for the Wayne Hills Patriots, hoping to score some more points, put this Mustang team away. Set goes over. Weinberg hits it to Tet. Oh, and a hard hit. Oh, and Dave Barron not ready for it. Goes right through his hands and hits him right in the face. Just couldn't get his hands together. And the score is now 7-0. Tet hits it over again. Clean bump. Nice set. Light spot, and the defense is not ready for it. Oh, actually they are. And a hard spike, and that one got past this time. No faking on that one. Ziggy Gorin just couldn't get his hand on the ball.
So with that play before, Dave Barron hitting in the face, I don't think that would have happened to our Dave Barron. One of the more brilliant students at Wayne Hills.
He may be book-wise smart, but there comes a certain time where Dave Barron does do clumsy things like that. Ball hit over. Tet with the set. Swicky lining up, and hard spike off the hands of the defense, but recovered. Light tap, and it is out of bounds. Back to the Wayne Hills ball. Swicky, again, just showing his massive strength and great hang time as he's hit that ball over.
So Reeser serve for Wayne Hills. And Swicky with a block. And Wayne Hills will get the ball back.
Jay Swicky, a nice block. Throwing his hands up, stopping the spike. Ziggy confirmed with the net judge and agreeing. Reeser now setting it over for the second time. Ziggy with an amazing block. The dynamic duo, 23 and 14. Ziggy and Jay Swicky blocking that spike and just showing their intensity for this team, scoring the 9th point of today's game.
So Ziggy yelled at Havriliak on the play. Haverilak, oh, fakes Ziggy out, but finds a way with his long arms just to keep it alive. And Scillieri with a block, and Wayne Hill scores once again, 10-0 lead, and Clifton's gonna call timeout.
Again, Ziggy and Jay, great height, jumping up there, getting their hands on the ball and sending it back. Mustangs couldn't get a good serve on it, just kicked it around, then another point for the Wayne Hills Patriots.
I'm not sure what the assistant coach on Clifton was arguing right there. Something about being directed right to someone. I think Wayne Hills is trying to have a target or something. I don't know what's going on right now. The officials are concurring right now, right near us.
That could be one of Wayne Hill's strategy. They may have located a weak link in this Mustang team, and they're trying to exploit it. Eustace now, a very, very popular teacher here at Wayne Hills, firing up his team. Eric Reeser now going for his 4th consecutive serve. As the score is 10-0 here. Clock winding down. And we're back in regular play as the whistle blows. Eric Reeser now sending one over. Good bump. Sets up. And is blocked again by Jay Sawicki and Chris Google. Jay Sawicki showing why he is one of the top players in the state, increasing the Hills lead 11-0. Jay is just here to play today. Reeser now his 5th serve, hit over. Jay going up again and could get a hand on that. Google tips it out of bounds, and the ball will now be the Mustangs.
So Clifton now down 11-0. The similar situation Wayne Hills was in last game.
A little mishap where throw and hit the up basketball. And it is, oh, and it was in. Tough play, tough play. The freshman Josh Weinberg wasn't sure and let it go, and it landed just inbounds.
And that time it was out, so Wayne Hills will take over 11-1. So Josh Weinberg, one of 2 freshmen on the Wayne Hills varsity team, along with Nick Warzel. So Tet bumps it. And Ziggy, nice play. Hits it softly to the other side.
Ziggy again throwing a fake, bringing his right striking hand up and then just tapping it with his left, throwing off this defense. As the scores increased to 12-1. Sawicki now, waiting for the spectator to walk by him. Give him a friendly little tap. Must be someone he knows. The jump spike. Hit up. Light spike. Nice dig out by Jay Sawicki. Warzel with a fake. Chris Cougar can't get it over as it's tipped by the Mustangs. And now it's Mustang ball.
So the Mustangs now down 12-1. Rich Kachin serving for the Mustangs. Kachin hits it to Sawicki. Over to Tet, to Ziggy for the spike. Oh, and a little bit too far left.
Just keep on.
So scores now 12-2 after that point. Kachin hits it, Reeser bumps it, and it's gonna go out. Nice hustle there from Adam Tet.
Very nice hustle you see there, just trying to keep the ball alive as he comes sliding into our broadcast area. Eric Reeser, a little tough bump there, just got it off the bones of his forearm. Hit over, Jay Sawicki, clean bump, set up for Ziggy, and Ziggy, hard spike off the hands of defenders, but recovered by Mustangs. Hit up, and is blocked, and it goes out of bounds off the hands of Chris Google and freshman Nick Warzel. Mustangs now on a 3-point run. The score is 12-4. Serve goes over. Reeser bumps it high. Tet with the set. And Jay spiking it down into the net. Not a clean Clean hit there, and the Mustangs score another point.
So substitution right now. Mike Gall will come in for Chris Google. And Mustangs pulling off a little rally like Wayne Hills had in the first game. That fell short. Kotchin serving. Reeser sets it. Reeser's going to have to bump it over. Sidiao. And it's slammed through right there. It was Rob Danny on the play. So it's now 12-6. I don't know how much longer Eustis can go right now without calling a timeout. 5-0 run for Mustangs. Kotchin serving, Swicky bumps it to Tet. Tet over to Gorin. It's deflected at the net. They're going to try to go to Tanny. Tanny's going to hit softly over. Going to Ziggy again. Not a good set there by Google. Kotchin over to Danny. Deflected at the net and out. Point right there for the Mustangs. And Eric Reeser trying to fire up the squad.
And a timeout called by Coach Eustis. Mustangs are fired up. They've gone on a 6-point run here, and the score is now 12-7. As you see, at every point, it seems like 3/4 of the crowd is just enraged. There seems to be more Clifton fans than there are Wayne Hills fans.
Dan, enraged means, they're really upset. I don't think they're upset. The Wayne Hills fans might be enraged. So 20 seconds left to go before coming back to the timeout.
I'll be right back.
So Wayne Hills needs to find that competitive edge that they had early on in this game. Something they need desperately right now. Kotchin serving once again for Clifton. Ziggy bumps it to Tet. Over to Google. Google hits it over. Haverliak. And Ziggy, nice play right there, using his long arms to block it and send it into the ground. So Wayne Hill's going to get the ball back. Chris Google's going to serve. Sidiao bumps it. Oh, and another monster kill right there for number 13, Rob Danny.
A huge spike there. One of the most aggressive ones we've seen all day, hitting Jay Swicky and almost knocking him down to his backside. And it's just, this Mustang team is just fired up. Wayne Hill's just trying to slow down their momentum. Jay calls off Eric Reeser. Tet with the set. And Ziggy is denied the spike. And it seems that Ziggy hit the net on his spike, which is an illegal move. And Mustangs now have the ball again. Serve comes over. Swicky hits it to Tet. Tet setting up. And Ziggy hits it out of bounds. Oh, no, that was inbounds, I believe. And it now goes to Wayne Hill's ball. Wayne Hill's trying to finish off this game. They only need 3 more points.
At one point, Wayne Hills was up 12-1 and 11-0. So Mustangs have gone on a nice little run here to come back into this game. Ziggy. Swicky going up for it. It's going to go out. And Wayne Hills will get their 13th point of the game. So Wayne Hills needs 2 more points to put Clifton away and go to the tiebreaker game.
Just got an update from the Wayne Hills track meet. Bert Sisko getting first place in the county javelin, throwing a whopping 179. Great job for the first-time jav thrower. Eric Reeser now hitting it down with authority, showing his strength, blocked off by the Mustangs and going out of bounds. Wayne Hills now at point game. Also, the point game is from White Man Can't Jump, a very popular movie of the early 90s. Ziggy hits it over. Mustang set, and Eric Reeser just taps it, but the Mustangs recover. Swicky with the bump. Jay with a hard spike, and it goes out of bounds, and Wayne Hills wins game 2. 15-8, Wayne Hills showing a very aggressive offensive side, winning game 2, and we now go to game 3, the tiebreaker. Sure don't want it?
So Wayne Hills with a huge game right there. Staying alive, winning 15-8. And the teams will switch sides for the final game of the first round in the Passaic County 2002 tournament. And look how the momentum has turned right now. If you look at the faces of the players, Clifton was so fired up after the first game. Wayne Hills looked depressed, and now it's the opposite way. Wayne Hills looks very fired up after that huge win that last game. But once again, the Mustangs might have gained some momentum going into this game, coming back from 12-1 to lose 15-8. So teams will switch sides once again, so will the fans. 2:10 and counting to go before the anticipated start of today's third game.
I have to correct myself. That was the NBIL League, not counties. My mistake. Wayne Hills will complete the counties and the running events and shot and discus tomorrow, Thursday, I believe beginning at 4 o'clock down at the Wayne Hills track. So with 1:37 on the pre-game clock, both teams trying to get fired up for game 3, the final game. Winner of this will advance, and the other winner go home. The other loser, I'm sorry.
So, in tomorrow's track tournament, Wayne Hills did a very nice job when they were without Mike Brzezinski for a month, their star runner for the team last year, first team All-County. I think he was one of the second team All-State selections. And he's just recently come back this week, so Wayne Hills could be one of the favorites to win tomorrow's county match.
Wayne Hills, who suffered their first loss against Demarest in track. We did not have many of our star players because some were on vacation and others were injured or sick, as Mike Brzezinski's case. You been baseball?
So just got an update that Wayne Hills baseball team pulled out a victory today after losing 3 in a row. Unbelievably losing 3 in a row after getting off to such a red-hot start. And there's Coach Ianello over there near the corner of the bleachers. So Rudner start things off for Wayne Hills in this third game. And that's going to go out, and the Mustangs will take over. And wait a second, call's just been reversed. Wayne Hills is going to get the ball back. He might have reached over the net on the play.
So now Wayne Hills, again, with getting an early point on a, I believe, reached over call. Reeser, second hit. Back and forth goes the bump and set. Reeser now sets it, hits it up, and Swicky just pushes it down. Not so much strength behind that, but amazing technique. Totally throwing off the defense, and they get their second point. Wayne Hills is off to a good 2-0 lead.
Reeser once again. Tet bumps it. Swicky over to Ziggy. And Ziggy fires it in for another kill. And Wayne Hills with a nice 3-0 start right now. Coach Eustace is upset right now with one of the players. Not sure what he's yelling at. Havraliak trying to fake out the Wayne Hills team. Ziggy going for the spike. Oh, Looks like he might have double hit it, but it doesn't matter because Sawicki will put it home.
Jay just keeping his head in the play, hitting it down, winding up, hitting it again, showing why he's a great player for this team. Eric Rieser now his 5th consecutive serve. Similar to last game, Wayne Hills is up 4-0. Nice hit. Oh, great hit by number 3 for the Clifton Mustangs. I believe number 3 is Mike Seitz, hitting it where Ziggy Gordon was just out of position, diving back and couldn't get a good hit on the ball.
So Haverliak's going to serve for the Mustangs. Tet over to Sawicki, and it's just out. So the Mustangs will score their first point of today's game. Serve's going to be an ace for Haverliak. Now, Dan, I want to see if you agree with me on the play. He kind of reminds me of Brendan Monahan's older brother, Pat Monahan.
He does have the same appearance, even though he was a little taller than the Monahans, who tend to be short. Ziggy with a hard hit, block off the hands, and it goes into our crowd. And it's Wayne Hill's ball. Score is now 4-2 with Jay Sawicki serving.
So Wayne Hill stops the momentum before Mustangs can score too many points. Oh, the ball just didn't sink on that play. Went too far, and the Mustangs will take over. So Kachin, get ready to serve. Coach Eustace yelling out the instructions to his team. Rieser bumps it over to Tet, back to Ziggy. And Ziggy fires it in. Is it in or out? The official didn't see it. No one saw it. What's the call right here?
The other judge coming in. And it will be a redo. A redo. I didn't know they had redos in high school volleyball or in any sport. As you saw, the backline judge on the left was obstructed by Ziggy, could not see it. Other judge was not paying attention. Mustangs hit it over. Tet hits it up. Sawicki now flying it over, and it just sails out of bounds. Mustangs get their 3rd point and are just trailing now by 1.
See, now, if they wanted to use instant replay on that, I'm sure our camera work of Dave Gastorth could have helped them out on the play, but there's no instant replay in volleyball. So the bump goes out of bounds, the block by mistake. And Wayne Hills take over, up 4-3 with Google serving. City Owl bumps it. And a nasty spike right there for number 3 on Clifton. Matt Seitz, one of their better players. I'd say Seitz, Haverliak, and Danny are the best 3 on Clifton. So Rieser's going to bump it over to Tet. Tet to Ziggy. And Ziggy slams it home in front of Seitz's face.
Ziggy again now, like I've said it before, using his size and strength, hitting the ball down with authority. No chance of a dig on that one. And Ziggy sits him with the serve. A little shaky bump. Ball goes over. Jay with a nice bump. Tet preparing Rieser. Rieser hits it over. And, little miscommunication between the defense. Tap over. Tet diving save. Hits it over, and it is blocked. Eric Rieser cannot get his hands to it. A great heads-up play by the Mustangs defense.
So scores once again 4-3, and Dave Barron's going to come in to serve. And there's that dying serve. Rieser going for the slam. It's going to be blocked at the net. Nice save right there for Clifton. Tet over to Rieser again. And this time Rieser puts it away.
This Hills team starting to get fired up. Adam Tet showing his enthusiasm as the young freshman for Wayne Hills Patriots settles in to serve. Ball sails over. Good bump. The spike down, and it is out of bounds. Point to Wayne Hills. And the score is now 5-3. Coach Eustace calling out to his team. Ball carries over. Good return. Hit goes up. Fake. And, Ziggy is out of position. Diving. Sends the ball under the net. Not good enough for a save.
So number 10 on Clifton, Mike Genshi will serve. Reeser bumps it to Tet. Over to Sawicki. And Barron couldn't quite save it.
Barron getting twisted around on that. Jay Sawicki just slamming it down with his huge arms and big hands. I mean, the kid is what, 6'4", 6'5"? And Ziggy himself is, I believe, 6'3", 6'4".
Ziggy's taller than that.
Hitting it over. Ziggy now with a hard bump, sending it over. Clifton's now setting it up for the spike. Tet saves it. Young freshman gets it. Ziggy now just has to hit it over for the third hit. Barron sets it up. Jay Sawicki cannot block it, but does not matter because the ball goes flying against the back wall, way out of bounds, and it's still Wayne Hill's ball.
Adam Tet kind of reminds me of Paul Millar for the baseball team. He's the vocal leader of the team, and he's very consistent. Makes the sure-handed plays. So Barron tries to spike it over. Sawicki fakes the spike, goes to Reeser. Nice block right there, saved by Josh Weinberg. Sawicki goes over. Google is not ready on the play. And Sawicki blocks it, so Wayne Hills will take a 7-3.
Jay again showing his awesomeness on the court tonight. Kills, saves, blocks. He's doing everything. He's up there for our player of tonight's game.
Barron digs it out. Haverliak going up for it, and it's going to be blocked out of bounds. So the Mustangs will take over, down 7-3. Tet going to hit it to Reeser, and it's going to be hit at the net by Seats. Haverliak going for it. Deflected by Google at the net, and it'll be a point for the Mustangs.
Google doing his job, trying to go for the block, tips off his fingers and just sails over his defender that was behind him, Adam Tet. Score is now 7-4. Mustangs serve it over. Ziggy after digging it out, bounces off the net, and Google can't get it. Again, Wayne Hill is showing lack of proper positioning. Score is now 7-5. Tet hits it up. Sawicki now slamming it in, and the bump goes out of bounds. Wayne Hill's ball now with the transfer.
Sawicki gets extremely high in the air when he goes for those spikes. So Reeser's going to serve right now for Wayne Hills, with Wayne Hills up 7-5. And this third game in the best of 3. Seats, hit it. And it's blocked by Sawicki, but just out of bounds. And the coach is yelling something out to Ziggy, I believe. It's when Reeser serves, someone's doing something that the coach doesn't like.
Serving now for Clifton, number 12, Dennis Haverliak. Ziggy with a very high bump. Tet with an also high bump. Ziggy and Sawicki again hitting it into the net for the second time in tonight's matchup. And the Mustangs have cut the lead down to 1. Mustangs send it over. Nice bump. Jay hitting it across court, and it is good. A very nice cross-court shot by Jay Sawicki, who's now on his way back to serve. Jay showing the very difficult jumping serve. Adds good topspin to the ball. But with the good topspin comes a little bit inaccuracy as the ball sails out of bounds.
Same thing happened on the last serve. It just didn't sink on the play, and that caused the ball to sail out of bounds. And there's Mike Golub's brother, Dan Golub, walking on the court. And Wayne Hills will take the ball back, up 7-6. Great back and forth game right now. So Chris, a.k.a. Dewey Google, serving for the Patriots. Nice save right there by Haverliek. Donnie hitting it over. Donnie's been kind of quiet in this third game. Gorn going for the monster spike, and it's deflected by Sidiao, and Wayne Hills will get a point.
Mustang not happy with that. Didn't want to put his hand up. Just got a piece of the ball. Registering as a Wayne Hills point. Mike Golub now starting off the serves for the Wayne Hills Patriots. A nice block by Nick Warzel. Spike goes up and couldn't get a hand on that one as the ball sails out and the ball goes back to the Mustangs.
So scores 8-6. Mustangs will serve. This is a great game right now. Steet serving for the Mustangs. Has an awkward serve. Ziggy going for the spike. And that'll be a point for Wayne Hills.
Ziggy putting as much effort as into the ball, showing that the bump going out of bounds. And as Ziggy goes back to make the serve. Wayne Hills ball, hoping to increase their lead. Scores 8-6. Good bump. Spike goes down and is blocked by Nick Warzel, but recovered by the Mustangs. Set goes up, and hard shot by Tanny. He's finally making some noise in tonight's game as it bounces off Golub's wrists and goes out of bounds into the Wayne Hills stands.
Now, if you notice, you have to look closely, fans at home. When Ziggy goes up for a spike, he sticks out his tongue, a.k.a. Michael Jordan. Notice that the next time he goes up for a spike. And something's going on right now. The officials can't see from where we are. Just called his own little timeout. Maybe take a glass of water or something. Ziggy bumps it to Tet. Reeser going for the spike. And it'll be back to Wayne Hills.
Mustangs blocking it, but got tangled up in the net, and the ball just bounced around and hit the ground. Now back to Wayne Hills ball. Still trying to increase their lead from 8-6. The freshman Josh Weinberg now to serve. Dave Barron for the Mustangs. Hits it up. Hard spike. Ziggy there to block it. Tet setting. Ziggy easily tapped over. A light tap over the hands of Jay Sawicki. Not ready for it. And it goes back to the Mustangs. Great exchange between these two top-ranked teams.
So Haverliek showing that move several times today's game. Looking like he's going to go for the hard spike and just kind of taps it over the front line. So Genshi's going to serve for the Mustangs. Reeser bumps it to Tet. Tet going back to Reeser. Reeser trying that little move right there for Eric Reeser.
Eric Reeser hopping around, pleased with himself, looking over to his dad as he just showed that nonchalant tap over the defender's hands and drops in for the point. Adam Tet now to serve. Hit goes up. The light tap. Reeser there to block it. Coming up, Reeser. Light tap over. Recovered by the Mustangs. That's their second. Now third hit over by Dave Barron. Weinberg hits it to Tet. Tet sets up as Jay, and Jay hits it hard off the net, Judge. And a point for this Wayne Hills team, increasing their lead to 9-6.
So So we're now halfway done in today's game. And Havraliak, another monster spike. Clifton refusing to just lie down and die right now. And City Owl serve for the Mustangs. Ziggy bumping it to Tet. And Sawicki tries to spike it over. I'm not sure what the call is here. Looks like it's going to be a point for the Mustangs. And the Golub family's upset with this call. Oh no, no one was there for the Patriots. So it's now 9-8 in this final game.
Tet hitting off the heel of his hand, sending it in the wrong direction, to the direction where there were no Wayne Hills Patriots. Sawicki made a valiant effort, couldn't get to it. Coach Hughes is calling timeout. Score is 9-8. For those of you just tuning in, we're in the boys volleyball 2002 semifinals here at the Gifford Gym at Wayne Hills High School. The first round, Wayne Hills versus Clifton. We're in the third game. Each team has won one game. Wayne Hills is up 9-8. Coach Eustace trying to get his team back into the game. The Mustangs crowd and team are getting fired up. This is turning out to be a great game, Mike.
Yeah, it really is. It's going back and forth in this third and final game. First game, Mustangs got out to a big lead. Wayne Hills came back. The Mustangs eventually put them away. And the opposite happened in game two. The Wayne Hills getting off the big lead, Mustangs coming back, and Wayne Hills putting them away. But this third game has been back and forth. Wayne Hills got off to a good 4-0 start, but ever since then, it's been back and forth the whole way. Now, Coach Eustace really likes to utilize as many timeouts as he can. So City Owl serve with the Mustangs down by 1, and they can tie it up right here. So Ziggy's going to bump it to Tet. Tet over to Sawicki. Sawicki, oh, nice save right there for Havraliak. Havraliak going up for it this time, trying to get it by the front line. Sawicki tips it over. Havraliak going for the spike again. Alpha Weinberg and out. And Ziggy runs into the door as the Mustangs tie it up at 9. And the crowd is fired up.
So now the Mustangs will serve. Ziggy with the bump. It's a little bit too far. And Havraliak is there to tap it over the defenders, scoring the 10th and go-ahead point for the Mustangs here. This entire team is firing up, getting into the chant. Go Mustangs. Bump by Weinberg. Tet was setting up to Sawicki. Sawicki, hard spike. Barron is there for the save. Hits up, Ziggy there. Eric Reason now hitting it down. It's good. Back to Wayne Hills ball. Wayne Hills is trying to get these points back on the board.
Now, right now, the MVP in my mind in this third game is Eric Reeser, keeping him in this game. He's had several kills for the Patriots. Seat's going to go for the spike. Reeser sets it to Tet. Over to Ziggy. Ziggy tries for the little trick move. Reeser's going to go for the dive, and it's going to be out, and the Mustangs will take over with a lead 10-9. Intense third game right now.
Wayne Hills team showing great enthusiasm, going after every ball they can. Just seeing Eric Reeser go slide, and you saw previously Ziggy Gorin almost running through that door over there. The jump serve. Ziggy there to bump it up. Send up for Sawicki, coming down hard, off the ceiling, out, and he couldn't judge where the ball was going to go off the ceiling, and the ball goes under the net. Wayne Hills retains the ball.
Very low ceiling here in the Gifford Gym. We've seen several times where it's hit the ceiling, and it's distracted the players on the court. And nice serve right there for Sawicki. City Owl is not in position to hit that ball, and the score is now tied at 10.
Sawicki, known for the whole game of very hard serves, comes back with a very light serve, throwing the whole Mustang defense off balance. Another soft serve. Hard setup. Third hit over. Eric Reeser with a tap. Bump up by Tet. Warzel just getting it over. Good save by Mustangs, and it is off the tip of the net, rolls over and drops in front of the hands of Chris Google.
Looks like that spill right there that Google just shook him up a little bit. And Kochin's going to serve for the Mustangs for the score tied at 10. In the game of volleyball, you have to win by 2, so this could be going on for a while. Nice dig right there for Havriliak. He hits it over. Reeser bumps it to Tet. Over to Sawicki. Sawicki fires it in. Sidiya with a bump. And a nice play by Havriliak, hitting to the corner, and he's pumped up.
That is their 11th and go-ahead point. The score is now 11-10, and man, has it heated up in here. Both teams getting fired up, screaming at each other to get as many points as they can. The Mustang team and crowd getting behind their 6 out there on the court. Serving now, number 11, Ryan Cocken. Reeser and Ziggy both said it. Hard spike down, and Ziggy nails it in. Wayne Hill's ball. Ziggy showing big player, making big plays in a big game.
He also sucked his tongue out, like I said before on that play, if you noticed at home. Never knew volleyball could be so intense. So Golub's going to serve it over. Havriliak bumps it. Going to Dottie, and he slams it home. Rob Tanny. So Tanny coming alive this third game.
Rob Tanny, one of the Mustangs' best players, showing great skill and slamming it down past the junior Mike Golub. Serving now for the Mustangs is number 3, Matt Seitz, another top player for the Mustangs team. Ziggy now sticking his tongue out. I finally saw that, and the ball goes out of bounds. Ball goes back. Just a back and forth game. Both teams trying to make every play count. Ziggy now. Light serve over. Good bump. Tanny, light tap, blocked by Warzel. Seats setting it up. Tanny again hooking it over, and it drops in between Adam Tet and Mike Golub. Golub and Tet look at each other. It was just a miscommunication between the two teams.
And Warzel just missed the block on the play. So Tanny serves it over. Tet sets it to Reeser. And Reeser fires it in, and Wayne Hills will take it back. Once again, Eric Reeser getting another kill for the Wayne Hills Patriots.
Ziggy Gorin calling out to his front 3, saying they need this point to stay in the game. Weinberg lifting it up. Nice recovery. Oh, over the defenders at light fake. Definitely a Havriliak's patented move. Winds up like he's going to slam it and just taps it over, and it goes back to the Mustangs' side.
Coach Eustace is saying, try to get your elbows on it or something. Eustace telling his team, don't look like they're tired. Sawicki blocked, save. Oh, and Sawicki reached over out of bounds. So the Mustangs, they had a very important point right there. 12-10 lead right now. And Eustace is going to call a timeout. Mustangs need 3 more points to win this match. Wayne Hills needs to find something deep inside of them. Maybe Eric Reeser make another big play for the Patriots. So Eustace, very intense right now, giving his team the instructions. As the Mustangs break out of the timeout. Wayne Wayne Hills just looks dejected on the play. Someone's got to take charge for the Patriots, make a huge play right now. Gorin bumps it to Tet. Tet over to Reeser. Nice save right there from Seats. Haverliak going for the spike. That's going to go out. Nice play there by Josh Weinberg, staying away from it.
Weinberg showing good eyesight, the young freshman. Just not putting his hands up to go for the ball and just letting it sail out of bounds. Back to serve for the Wayne Hills Patriots, number 5, Adam Tet. Up front, we got Chase Sawicki, Eric Reeser, and Chris Gogol. In the middle, we got Ziggy Gorin and Josh Weinberg. Ball carries over. Seats bumps it up. Hard block. Ziggy. Jay Sawicki gets his hands on it. Chris Gogol not in position to help him out. Ball drops in. Back to the Mustangs. Scores 12-10 Mustangs. And this game is really, really heating up as we come down to our final points.
So City Owl's going to serve for the Mustangs. Wayne Hills has had trouble with the Mustangs in previous years in the counties. So Ziggy bumps it to Tet. Tet over to Reeser. And Reeser fires it in once again. Eric Reeser playing a fantastic game for the Patriots.
Tanny just couldn't get his wrists under it. Good effort, but Reeser just put too much effort into that. And now Reeser now with the serve, sending it over. Seats hits it up. Light tip, and it drops in. Wayne Hills is just being schooled by, I couldn't think of the word, schooled by that tap fake. I mean, they must have scored 8 or 9 points in the total of today by that light fake spike.
Wayne Hills was looking for the momentum lift. They're going for the giant block, but it just wasn't there, as the Mustangs have been playing very smart volleyball this game. So Ziggy's going to hit it over. Haverliak bumps it over to Kachin. To Danny, to Tanny, and Tanny fires it home. The score is now 13-10 Mustangs. Wayne Hills, chances are looking glim right now.
The intensity continues to rise for the Mustangs as they score more points. The jumper serve, and it is out of bounds. Weinberg showing again his good eyesight, ducking as the ball sails over his head and out of bounds. Chase Sawicki now back. Sawicki just going for the safe serve, not the jump. Sends it over. Light tap. Sawicki not in position. Good tip though, and again the team just opened up and the ball dropped in the hold. Not good communication between this Wayne Hills team.
Too many unforced errors for the Patriots in today's game. That could be something that's going to come back and haunt them if they wind up losing. Kachin serves it to Ziggy. Tet, nice save right there. Gorin hits it over to Haverliak. Over to Kachin. Not a great set there by Kachin. Google hit. Sawicki bumps it. And nice save right there from Sawicki. Kachin over to Haverliak. Sawicki, here's a chance for a spike. Gorin going up for it, and he yells out a loud scream to the crowd.
A huge spike. Could be the momentum to turn that this Wayne Hills Patriots team needs. Great rally. Nice saves by Adam Tet and Jay Sawicki. Ziggy now calling for it outside and just dropping it in. Chris Gogol now sending it over. Hard spike tipped by Ziggy and Warzel. Warzel sends it over. Is blocked, but the ball stays on the Patriots side. Warzel could not get his hands on it strong enough to send it back. And it goes back to the Mustang side.
Now, Tet's upset with him on that play because he tried to make the fancy play and hit it behind his head. I believe they had one more shot to go for the spike. But in an intense game like this, everyone wants to be the hero. So Seat's going to set it over. Reeser bumps it over to Tet. Ziggy going for another spike. And that'll be the Patriots' point. So Ziggy with 2 kills in a row.
Ziggy also doing like it was previously done by Tanny, hitting the ball over it, bounces off the defender, gets tangled in the net and drops down to the ground. Ziggy now back to serve. Ball sails over. Nice bump by Seats. Tanny's up. Light tap. Gall there for the block. Warzel tapping it over. Bump straight up. Nice recovery by Mustangs. Ziggy hits it up to Tet. Tet setting up Reeser. Reeser hitting down hard, and it drops in. Eric Reeser making a big play, showing why he's Mike Rudner's pick for today's game's MVP. And the score is now 13-11 Mustangs.
So Eric Reeser keeping him in this game. Eric and Ziggy really coming alive. Sawicki's kind of been quiet. Maybe he can come alive right here. So Wayne Hills gets a point ahead. A long-awaited point right there. Long hoped-for point. Nice block right there from Warzel. No one's ready for it. And then Wayne Hill's going to get another point. 12-13.
Rob Tanny arguing with Dennis Varlick. Tanny went up for the fake to show a head fake. Varlick thought he was going for it. And it was just another miscommunication. The ball drops in. Nobody was ready for it. The score is now 13-12. Tanny sending it over. Ziggy ready for it. Tet hitting up for Reeser. Reeser spiking down hard, and it's in there, and the game is tied at 13. And the Wayne Hills team erupts in joy.
Eric Reeser is exploding here in the third game. And the score is now tied at 13. So Eric with 2 kills in a row. And the crowd is pumped up for both teams. Ziggy's going to serve it over. Ziggy with a bump. Tet over to Sawicki. Sawicki, oh, it's blocked at the net. Huge play right there for the Mustangs. Number 6, Andy Egan. Quiet in today's game, coming up with a huge play. Kind of like Kerry Kittles setting back a big 3 against the Pacers in Game 3.
Seats hits it over. Sawicki with a nice bump. Seats almost not ready for it, just saving it. Hitting over and blocked by the freshman Nick Warzel. Nick Warzel answering back to that huge block from the Mustangs. Eustace just very happy with the young man's play. And Nick Warzel goes back to take the serve.
This is some volleyball match you're seeing right here. 13-13, Game 3 of the first round in the Passaic County 2002 championship. Wayne Hills is the favorite in today's game, but Clifton's an outstanding team in their own minds. So Weinberg's going to come in a huge situation right now, 13-13. He's going to serve for the Patriots. So Wayne Hills having 3 points in a row. Oh, almost an unforced error. Tanny saves him. Ziggy runs over Weinberg. And Gall keeps it in play. Over to Haverliak. Oh! And he puts it over. That was a one-on-one right there with Tet and Haverliak wins the battle.
Adam Tet not pleased with himself in that. Wanted to get the better half of that one-on-one duo. Mustangs now have the serve. Tet almost diving save, not ready. And the Mustangs take a 14-13 lead on that diving hit into the stands by Adam Tet. 14-13, game point for the Mustangs. Wayne Hills Patriots defense has to tighten up if they want to stay in this game.
And it's going to go out. And Wayne Hills will take over. Almost hit by Chris Google. Would have been a huge error.
Chris Google at the last second pulled his hand away. Man, was that... Tet now to serve. Wayne Hills needs this point to stay in the game. Light tap, Tet there. Google setting up Sawicki. Sawicki driving it down, and it's in there. And it's in there. The game is tied at 14. Wayne Hills is back in it. Remember, as Mike Rudner said before, the game has to be won by 2. Adam Tet back again, hoping to score the 15th point in today's game.
So there we go. Jay Sawicki coming alive. The Patriots need him desperately in this third game. And the Mustangs are going to call timeout. Just an outstanding duel right now. Mustangs, Patriots, 14-14 in this third game.
ladies and gentlemen, you are watching one of the classics. Momentum has shifted back and forth the entire three-game series. Amazing plays by Adam Tett, Jay Sawicki for the Wayne Hills Patriots. Amazing plays for the Mustangs by Haverliak, Seats, and Tanny. Just both teams making great plays, and we're now tied 14-14, 26 seconds remaining in the timeout. The officials now contemplating a question or something. Both stands are just on their feet, cheering each other on.
And the crowd has erupted here at the Gifford Gym. Just an incredible scene of events happening before us right now. Both teams fighting back desperately. And our player of the game has yet to be determined, because these two important points right now can determine who our player of the game is going to be. So 14-14, and Tett's going to get ready to serve. Seats to Kachin, over to Haverliak. Tett hits it up. Ziggy's going to save it. Oh, Ziggy hit it too far. Mistake right there by Ziggy Gorin, and the Mustangs will get a chance to take the lead.
That could cost the Patriots the game, ladies and gentlemen. Ziggy putting a little bit too much effort into that set, sending it into the net, unable to be returned. Ziggy now at the bump. Hard set. Oh, no, and the Mustangs score their 15th point. Coach Eustace calling a timeout. Unbelievable. Tett just, it went right through his hands, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, man, that may be the deciding factor that causes this game. The Mustangs now with the ball need one more point to advance into the finals of this year's tournament. Wayne Hills needing one more point to stay in the game, 3 more points to win. Amazing game you're watching here, ladies and gentlemen.
So after such a wonderful game played by both teams, 2 costly unforced errors by the Patriots, by the 2 captains too. So that looked like it's going to go long, and it is. So the Patriots will take over, and then another error in this game. That's 3 in a row by both teams, and Reeser is going to serve for the Patriots, down 15-14 in this 3rd game. Seats over to Haverliak, and he does that set again, and Weinberg hits it over. Nice save right there. Reeser over to Google. The Mustangs will take over for match point again.
The Patriots showed great defensive plays, dives by Ziggy Gorin and Eric Reeser. But that last exchange just couldn't get it over the net. Goes back to Mustangs, and the threat of game point comes in again. Number 12 for the Mustangs, Dennis Haverliak. Back to set. Waiting for the whistle. Ball carries over. Ziggy Gorin with the bump. Tett setting up Ziggy. Ziggy hits it down, and it's off the hands. Great play by Ziggy Gorin, and an amazing spike off the hands of number 6, Andy Egan, and it goes back to the Wayne Hills side. Jay Sawicki to serve.
Now, I have to believe on that play, if Egan didn't touch it, this match is over. That looked like it might have been going long. So Sawicki still did not get that topspin on it. Tanny spikes it over. Gorin looking for the call. He reached over the net, and Kachin once again with a match point for the Mustangs. They just cannot put the Patriots away. Kachin hits it over. Reeser over to Tett. Tett to Gorin again, and it's blocked. Reeser. No, Tett's going to get it. Back to Gorin, and Gorin fires it home. Ziggy Gorin keeping the Patriots alive.
For the 2nd time straight, Ziggy Gorin using his size and strength, slamming one down to keep his Hills team in. Chris Google now back, hoping to get that 15th point to remove the threat of game. Set goes up. Tanny, light tap, and Ziggy blocks it. An obstruction. Oh, he couldn't see it. He couldn't see it in the tip. And Wayne Hills gets the point. The game is tied at 15. Oh, the officials now closing together.
That hit the line, folks. But they're going to give it to the Mustangs. What a change of events right now. The momentum swings.
Official call timeout.
So the officials are going to call timeout. They're going to talk this one over. Not sure. This is just an outstanding game, and the officials blow it. This is unbelievable. They missed the call earlier, and they missed this call. She's right there. I don't understand how she can't see it, but to me it looked like the block hit the line, and it should be Patriots' ball.
Now, Mike, you think the officials would move? The official just stood there, and he knew the guy was in front of him. He could have took a step either way, probably took a step to his left to stay off the court to get a better view, but he didn't. Both coaches coming out to the judge. The judge is debating on whether there should be a replay. Waiting around. Both teams pacing around restlessly. Could be the defining factor of tonight's game. Coach Eustace bouncing up and down, eagerly awaiting the call. And it's going to be a do-over. Oh, Wayne Hills getting the do-over. The parents not happy with the officials calling that. Google hitting it over. Good bump by Haverliek. Sets up for Tanis. Tanis hard spike, blocked by Ziggy. Send up Haverliek again. Blocked again by Ziggy. And the call is point to Wayne Hills. Point to Wayne Hills. Point to Wayne Hills, 15-15, and the game's back to even now.
The officials are blowing this game. This is absolutely unbelievable. There's 4 officials on the court, and they've blown 3 calls. This is incredible.
I totally agree with you, Mike. The officials are horrendous this game. Haverliek hits it up. Fake Tanny. Oh, gets it, and it goes back to Clifton's ball. Very nice spike. Throwing Wayne Hills defenders out of place, and the ball carries into the stands. The officials are continuously debating with each other. That's 3 goals in a row they blew. Amazing. Out comes Google, in comes junior Mike Golubs. Man, is this game intense.
This is just an incredible turn of events right here. Tet over to Ziggy. Ziggy, oh! What's the call here? And the Patriots will take over.
It seems that the Clifton Mustangs hit the net on that last block. An illegal procedure. Ziggy Gore now serving it over. Bump by Haverliek. Oh, and it just carries over Eric Reeser's hands. No one behind him to get it, and it goes back to Clifton's side. I keep wanting to say fourth one.
This is just incredible. I'm a huge sports fan. I've seen every sport, but this has to be up there, one of the greatest games of all time in every sport I've seen. And Reeser fires it in, but they're going to say he touched the net, and they're going to give it to Clifton. Incredible. Eric Reeser's dad is stunned on the play. He cannot believe it. So once again, match point.
Everyone is stunned when you say that. The whole Wayne Hills Patriots side is stunned. And the score is now 16-15, and the threat of game comes up again. If Clifton scores, it will be the end of the Wayne Hills drive in this tournament. Serving Rob Tanny. Swicky bumps it up. It's all saved by Tet. Tiggy just hitting it over. Hit up. Tet serving it up. Oh, nice diving save by Haverliek. Haverliek spikes down and blocked by a freshman, Nick Warzel. Huge play by the young man. And it's It's keeping the Wayne Hills Patriots in the game, and is now Wayne Hills serve.
That's the second time Worsley's had a huge block late in this third game, and he's going to get the reward of serving right now. Just outstanding back and forth. And that's going to be long. Oh, Worzel, costly error for the Patriots. Hit it well long, and Google's going to come over and calm him down.
All you had to do, you didn't have to put a lot of power in that. You just had to get it over the net. Nick Worzel showing his freshman mistakes. Bump over, Ziggy set. Over to Tet. Swicky hitting it down, not very hard though. Bump block, and it drops in. Drops in. Clifton wins. Clifton wins 17-0. The bench clears in excitement. Wayne Hills is so disappointed. They played such a great game. Adam Tet on his back in disgust. Such a great game. Costly errors by the Wayne Hills Patriots. And Clifton advances into the finals against the winner of Lakeland and Passaic Valley. Wayne Hills' second loss in 2 games. Both teams congratulating their players. Great games by Jay Sawicki and Ziggy Gorin. But a tough turnout. Tough turnout, and the Mustangs advance. For Mike Rudner, I'm Dan Scillieri here in the Gifford Gym at Wayne Hills. Signing off. Thank you for watching.